The engine is a crucial part of the car. Without it, the car cannot be a whole. If you have a dysfunctional engine, then naturally the car will not run. Not every car owner is conscious about their engines. Some people lack the proper education about it. However, there are those that hold it up on a pedestal. If you're one of those people, then today's video is especially dedicated to you. Car enthusiasts around the world are starting to talk about the new Toyota engine. Welcome to another episode. Hey, if you're new here, please subscribe to our channel so you won't miss a single update. This is Marketfly and we'll be discussing the newest engine that Toyota will be releasing. That being said, let's get into the video. Now, as most of us may know, the giant car makers wouldn't be content with the produced models and their engines. In order to keep the competition going, the engineers of different car companies would think of new and better improvements. And this is exactly why the Toyota company is developing their new motor. According to some rumors, this will surely change everything. So, are we looking at another milestone for the car industry? Before we go into detail about the new engine, let's first dissect the past of the Toyota company. The company's origin actually started in the Japanese weaving industry. Yes, not cars, but weaving. Back in 1918, they were already a setup company branded as the Toyota Spinning and Weaving Company. They produced the first automatic loom and would later on engage in the car industry. The founder of this company in the early 1900s was a man named SAKICHI Toyoda. However, it was his son, Kichiro Toyoda, that expanded their company into the world of automatic loomworks in the 1930s. At around the year 1936, the Toyota company produced its first model AA sedan and they become known in the following year as the Toyota Motor Company Ltd. As of today, Toyota is known to be among the top car makers around the globe. In the past year, even amidst the COVID-19 pandemic, the company still managed to sell almost 10.5 million cars. Despite all the competition the company has experienced, it would still do its best to make quality cars. This does not only make them the top in sales, but also a great role model for other companies in the automotive industry. On that note, due to their high standard and therefore high quality products, the Toyota productions have a high resale value. Additionally, spare parts for the Toyota car models are easily available. You don't have to go to Japan in order to look for them. They can be bought in local Toyota stores around the globe. On top of that reason, there is also another major consideration in buying Toyota cars: their engines. As previously mentioned in this video, the company only pursues quality and their engines are exactly in that definition. For example, one of the best engines in the whole industry of cars was the first engine the company made back in 1934. It was called the Type A engine. 2 years later, the company released its first ever passenger car called the Toyota AA. That success story started around May 1934 when the company began creating prototypes of the cast parts. They came in cylinder blocks as well as pistons for the Model A engine. This design was actually based on the sketches of the engine of the 1933 Chevrolet sedan. Toyota completed its first prototype engine in September 25, 1934. And this is the first of the milestones that started all. It was said that the parts manufactured in-house were quite limited. It included a cylinder head, cylinder block, as well as pistons. To add to that, the company decided to use the crankshafts, camshafts, and valves from the imported Chevrolet. They also included its plugs as well as electric components. Again, however, during the test run, it didn't really go as expected. The engine only produced 48 to 49 horsepower instead of the standard 60 horsepower that the original Chevrolet vehicle produced. The engineers decided to take their references from overseas and started redesigning the prototype. From there, the company became one of the biggest engine designers in the whole world. There are other notable engines made by Toyota such as the 1JZ-GTE inline-6 engine that produces 320 horsepower and 315 pound torque and the 4A-GE inline-4 with 112 horsepower and 97 pound torque. And now, with the release of the Dynamic Force engine, Toyota takes the game to a whole other level. This new engine is said to be top-notch in thermal efficiency. Gasoline thermal efficiency refers to the potential energy that gasoline converts into power. There is a process of internal combustion within the engines through the injection of gasoline through a fine spray mixed with air inside the cylinders. From there, the piston will squeeze it into a small space, which creates friction and therefore lighting it with a spark. As it explodes and expands, it triggers the piston by pushing it back with a great force, and it turns the crankshaft, which is connected to the transmission. It then connects to mostly every part of the vehicle and makes it faster. And that spark is where the problem lies. During the combustion process, some of the power is lost to friction and excess heat. In turn, this creates an average gasoline combustion engine running on an approximate 75% thermal efficiency. For years and years, engineers would attempt to fix this, but to no avail would they succeed. However, this wouldn't stop Toyota. The company looked for inspiration from a place where efficiency is at its peak, and that's where they focused on Formula One. The company was creative enough to borrow several tech designs from racing cars to achieve high-speed combustion. There are three major changes that helped Toyota accomplish this. The first of the many changes is the change in angle of the intake valve and laser-clad valve seats. They also changed the proportions of the cylinder. Due to this change in pattern, the spread becomes more evenly within the cylinder and it produces more power with less waste. The second change made by the company was the laser-clad valve seats. This change allowed us to optimize the valve angle and airflow direction. This creates a more controlled swirl pattern for a more even distribution of air-fuel mixture. Lastly, the taller and narrower cylinder allows for the ignition to take less time in spreading across the cylinder and speeds up the combustion. Additionally, this force would push the piston down with greater force and in turn, create the capacity for more efficient and torque. Adding to the changes in the engine designs, the company decided to incorporate the D-4S fuel injection that has both direct and port injection. On top of that, the pistons were made to have a special finish so as to reduce friction. They also come with an electronic thermostat that works in concert with an electric water pump to regulate temperature. As you can see, the company's engineering genius used all these strategies to create one of the world's best engines that produces a total of 41% thermal efficiency. And now, before we end this video, I want to hear what you think about the new Toyota engine. Are you interested in trying them out in the next models? Do you think there's more that the company could do? Share your thoughts down below in the comment section. That being said, this again is Marketfly, and today's topic was all about Toyota's new engine. It's one of the world's best, and if you want the best updates about new technology, upgrades, and awesome gadgets, click that subscribe button so you won't miss a single upload. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll be seeing you in the next one.